My focus is Manny Pacquiao, not Amir Khan. That's a Floyd Mayweather quote right now in terms of his next opponent, who he wants to face. He wants Manny Pacquiao, and he's being vocal once again about it, and that's great to see. You know, throughout the recent duration of his career, in two fights with Marcos Maidana, and before that, when he fought Canelo, he was pretty much sidestepping the whole Pacquiao situation. And now he's being upfront about it and addressing the issue, because the question always gets brought up. And this is what Mayweather had to say about Amir Khan as well. Khan should make a name for himself. Right now, nobody knows who Amir Khan is. Only boxing people know Amir Khan. He's got to make a bigger name for himself. And he went on to say his focus right now is Manny Pacquiao. That's the fight he wants. And he went on to say basically the first time, drug tests were the reason why it didn't go down. And during following negotiations, years later, Pacquiao turned down 40 million. So, you know, those are pretty solid talking points by Floyd. He's really pushing that he's the A side, and Pacquiao's got to agree to his terms if he wants to fight. And he's bringing up Bob Arum because he believes Bob Arum might try and uh, interfere with negotiations and stop this fight from happening. And I think at some point Bob Arum uh, will want to make this fight, and hopefully this is a time. Manny Pacquiao, he's been carefully matched after he got knocked out by Marquez against non-punchers, and this is probably the no, this is the biggest name in boxing, and he's also a guy that does not have massive punching power. Um, Floyd Mayweather. So this fight needs to happen. It needs to happen for boxing, and for once in a very long time, uh, this is probably the closest we're gonna get to this fight happening. Is this point in time, and hopefully it gets done. I'm so tired of talking about this fight, but I like to see Floyd Mayweather being vocal about the situation. And oddly enough, he believes Amir Khan needs to fight once more before he gets a Mayweather shot. And oddly enough, I truly believe at this point in time, Amir Khan and Keith Thurman are more of a threat to Floyd Mayweather than Manny Pacquiao is. I believe those are actually tougher fights for Floyd, and that's real intriguing to break down those two situations with Khan and Keith Thurman. But right now, Pacquiao is the number one guy, uh, or the number two guy really in the division, the number one guy in terms of the Mayweather hit list, and it's got to happen. This fight has to go down. It's the richest fight in boxing history, so there's no reason why it shouldn't happen. And you know what? Floyd Mayweather does have somewhat of a point, saying Amir Khan needs to build his name. Even if Amir Khan was as big a name as he likes to think he is, his ratings would have beat HBO and the Tim Bradley headliner, which peaked at 1.1 million. If you look at the ratings, Amir Khan did about 800K average, and I'm not sure what it peaked at. So I think it was like 750K actually average on Showtime, and that fight happened actually before. Well, it was kind of during the Bradley fight, but it started before the Bradley fight, right? So if you're watching HBO and you don't care about Andy Lee and Matt Korobov, actually more people might have been watching Andy Lee versus Matt Korobov while Amir Khan is fucking fighting Devin Alexander. So that's a pretty big deal in terms of how much of a draw Khan is. and maybe he does need one more fight, uh, just to bring up his drawing power. Maybe he needs to fight a guy with a bigger name, maybe like a Timothy Bradley, for example. That would be a huge fight. Converse Bradley, and of course Converse Brook would also be a huge fight. You know, that actually needs to happen as well. That is truly for the best welterweight out of the UK. I would love to see that fight as well. You know, how about that in terms of two huge fights, Converse Brook, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, you know, happening say 2 months apart. That would be incredible. And you know, we'll see what Amir Khan does. He's definitely gonna be calling out Mayweather, and here Mayweather is calling out Manny Pacquiao. Let me know what you guys think. It is what it is. You King Fight News.